Hello YouTube and welcome to another video. So in today's video I wanted to take you guys with me on the most challenging combi training that I have done so far. In this particular training I started by riding my bike 100 kilometers. Okay guys, so it's about 5:30 in the morning and I'm just about to head out and start the ride. So I'll see you out there. The route that I chose to ride on is part of the route that I'm going to compete on in the Copenhagen Ironman. I train on this route to train as specific as possible for the competition. My personal strategy is to learn the route as well as possible, so I'm comfortable with the most amount of hills and turns throughout the route as I can. During my bike ride, I fasted for the first 2 hours to train my ability to primarily burn fat instead of carbohydrates in my energy production. If you want more information about this particular topic, I will link a video I made about it down in the description. After the 2 hours, I began consuming 1 energy bar per hour. When I make these energy bars, I primarily use dried apricots and oats. The bars provide me with 60 grams of slow absorbing carbohydrates per bar. This specific form of nutrition is specifically tailored to fit into the energy strategy I just mentioned before. And by consuming these slow absorbing carbohydrates, I continue to train my ability to primarily burn fat and spare my stored glycogen. Overall, the ride went great and the weather was absolutely beautiful. And in my opinion, us living in Denmark have been in desperate need of some nice weather. The winter has been going on for too long and it is incredibly nice to have some nice weather. Okay guys, so I just finished the ride and I completed 102 kilometers in exactly 3.5 hours. So now I'm gonna change my shoes and then head out for the run. I finished the ride in 3.5 hours, which equals to 29 kilometers per hour. In terms of my ability to perform in the 3 disciplines in triathlon, it is without a doubt cycling I have the least experience in, and it is therefore the discipline that I have to work the most on leading up to the race in August. After I finished the bike ride, I planned to run 21 kilometers. This was by far my most challenging combi training I have done so far. I usually do between 7 and 10 kilometers in my combi trainings, but I usually also do a bit longer rides. And the reason is that I feel the weakest on the bike and my abilities to ride. I had tested out this particular route earlier on in the week, so I would know where to go when I was that exhausted. The run went from my apartment through 4 different parks in Copenhagen. I find these places to be extremely enjoyable places to run when I'm not going for any focus on speed. The reason is that going through Copenhagen, you will hit a lot of stoplights. So when I'm training for speed or intervals, I use other routes to minimize the number of stoplights during the route. But in terms of the particular route I did in this combi training, it went through Frederiksberg Garden, the Ørstedspark, the King's Garden and the East Facility, which is, in my opinion, very nice places to run. After I left the East Facility, I ran up to the 4 lakes placed in central Copenhagen, and then I ran alongside the lakes until I went home. In terms of energy, I consumed a caffeinated gel in my apartment right before I started the run. Then I carried 4 additional gels with me, so I could consume a gel every 4th kilometer. The reason I choose to consume a energy gel every 4th hour is because at the Ironman route there will be 8 stations every 4th kilometer during the marathon, and again I try to train as specific as possible leading up to the race. I finished the run in 1 hour and 50 minutes, which is the pace of 5 minutes and 10 seconds per kilometer, and is a speed that I'm pretty satisfied with. With that said, I had to admit that I was pretty wrecked after the run. I celebrated by eating some homemade ice cream and a little protein bar just before my stretching routine. After I stretched, I got a proper meal in me in the form of a couple of tortillas. Okay guys, so I just finished the run and it actually went far better than I expected. So right now I'm just enjoying some homemade ice cream I made on some almond milk, bananas and strawberries, and a light protein bar. Afterwards, I'm gonna do my stretching routine and then I'll have a real lunch. So I will see you at lunch for a short training recap. Okay guys, so I just got some lunch in me and freshened a bit up. So now I just wanted to talk about how the training session actually went. So I started on the bike and my legs actually felt pretty good. Going into the run afterwards, I was pretty concerned because earlier in this week I had some problems from a injury that I felt from a couple of months ago. But when I started to run, I actually didn't feel anything, and it was only when I was about to pass about the 15 or 16 kilometer mark when I actually started to feel anything at all. And for the remaining of the run, it didn't get worse at all. So I am very positive about that. In terms of my energy consumption during the whole training session, it also went very well, especially in my run. I haven't really consumed any energy gels since my marathon in Barcelona, but I reacted very well to them and got a lot of energy. So overall, it was a very positive experience and I have without a doubt gained a lot of self-confidence in my ability to do this off-bike running. Overall, I think the training went very well and it has given me a lot of confidence in my ability to compete in the Ironman in August. One thing I wish I had done better was documenting more of the actual bike ride. I didn't film anything and the weather was so beautiful, so I could have got a lot of beautiful footage. With that said, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments or suggestions about my training, please leave them in the comments. And besides that, I want to wish you all a great weekend. Take care.